Hey guys, and welcome to my first ever video on this brand new channel called Ryan Racing. Now this channel is mainly going to be about F1. It's just going to be talking about, the season ahead, reviewing races, maybe do a bit of F1 2020 gameplay, also talking about the upcoming fantasy season as well, all that good stuff. Because I'm a huge F1 fan, and I wanted to make like a new channel, see if I can try and get any interest in people in F1, and we're just going to talk about all loads of different stuff on this channel. Hopefully it'll be good fun. So today's video, the first ever one, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some predictions for the upcoming 2021 season. Now already this season could be unpredictable, just like 2020 was, because obviously with COVID still kicking about. We've already seen that the Australian Grand Prix is cancelled. Well, not potentially cancelled, it has been postponed for now. It was just cancelled altogether last year. It just didn't happen, which is a shame, because Australia is always the season opener, and it's a great circuit, Albert Park. I'm a big fan of it. Yeah, it's a pretty basic circuit, but it's a tradition, isn't it? It's the first. It's normally always the first race of the year, and you always look forward to Australia. But so it has been postponed. It hasn't exactly been ruled out that it will be cancelled, but it's going to be very hard to see where it's going to fit in, considering this season is going to be the biggest season ever with 20, is it 23 or 21? I feel I should know this. I feel like it's going to be 23 races, but could be wrong. Now we still don't have one for, I think it's coming up in the one that was going to be Vietnam. It's not happening anymore. They still have not said what it's going to be. I mean, they could fit it in there if they don't manage to find anything. I'm kind of hoping that they can get maybe Turkey or even Portugal for there. Personally, I would like to see one of them two come in for that. But so there is opportunities there maybe to have this, but we don't know what's going to happen. But anyway, so this season could be unpredictable, just like last. There could be more postponements of races. We don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try my best to try and predict some things. So my first prediction, I feel like a lot of people are predicting this. I'm going to go for McLaren to get at least one Grand Prix win this season. They came very close last year with Carlos Sainz finishing second in Imola, when that was just a crazy race, wasn't it? When Pierre Gasly won, he got very close catching him, and a part of me really wanted Sainz to win it, because I'm actually a big McLaren fan. I don't even guess because I've got the Red Bull cap on, but I do like a lot of teams. If I had to choose my two favourite, it would be Red Bull and McLaren are my two favourite teams in F1. Yeah, so I was very upset. Well, I wasn't really upset. I was just more disappointed that he couldn't quite get the win. So I'd love to see McLaren get a race win. I thought McLaren were bloody brilliant last year. They finished third. When no one didn't expect them to be anywhere near there. They were just phenomenal. They finished above a team that basically copied Mercedes, the pink Mercedes. They couldn't even get up there, you know what I mean? And McLaren this year are going to be a bigger threat. There will be a much, they're just going to be up there, because they have, they have a whole new driver lineup. They've got, obviously Lando's still there, but they've got Danny Rick coming, 7-time Grand Prix winner. I'm a big fan of Danny Rick. I think he's a brilliant racer. And he's going to do bits in that McLaren, because they'll have the Mercedes power unit, and everyone knows Mercedes just got the best car. They will have the best power unit. If your car has a Mercedes power unit, you're just gonna do bits, unless you're Williams, of course. You're not going to do anything. But that's another prediction that we'll save for a bit. But yeah, I feel like McLaren this year, with the whole new drive lineup, the experience that the experience that Danny Rick brings to the team, and the new power unit, and the fact they got the absolute best out of that car. I think Sainz a big miss, because I rate Sainz highly. He's going to do bits for Ferrari, but that it's going to be a brand new car for McLaren. They've got Lando, who is, I bloody love Lando. He's the dream god, isn't he? But above all, he's a brilliant racer, and he's proven it. And he's young. He's still got he's not even hit the ceiling. His ceiling's all the way fucking up there. Danny Rick also is in the prime just now. He got bits out of that Renault last year. That the Renault, don't think it was very competitive, but he got it to be competitive. 2 podiums as well. He managed to get it in that car. So yeah, he is a fantastic racer, and he will do bits for McLaren next year. So I'm going to say McLaren to get at least one win, maybe two, but I'll say one. Right, second prediction. I mentioned them earlier. We're talking about Williams here. Williams last year got no points, none whatsoever. That I'm pretty sure is the first time in their history they've never had any points. That's a shame because Williams are a team. They're very much used to be a massive force in F1. You go back to the 80s. They had a lot of amazing drivers in there. You know, Alan Prost, I think, raced for Williams. They had that's bad, I can't think of any more names. Damon Hill, I think, raced for them as well. They had world champions. They won constructor championships, and they had driver world champions. They are one of the most successful teams in F1. They were. Obviously, they've had a big fall recently, finances and that. And the Williams are no longer even involved with the team anymore. They sold the rights. Frank Williams, Clay Williams, not involved with the team anymore. And I do think that was for the best. As sad as it was for the best. There'll be more finances coming into Williams next year. And I do believe they still have Mercedes per unit, so the potential there is for the car to get better. But yeah, I just think they will get points next year. Most of it probably will come through George Russell because he's proven that you put him in a good car, he will get points. He was very unlucky not to win the Grand Prix there. We all know what happened. It was bizarre. Mercedes fucking up. We don't talk about that. But yes, I do believe they will get points this season. Doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2, they'll get points. They have to. They have to do it this season. They can't have another season without no points, especially with the new finance coming of them selling shares in the company and the Williams no longer being involved. I think they just has to they have to do better this year. I really do think so. Another prediction, which I've saw someone else do, I saw a few people do this, and it's bold, but I can agree with it. I believe Mick Schumacher will get points, get a lot of points this season. I think he will. He will outscore Mazepin. I definitely believe that, and I think he will definitely get himself some points this season. I don't know if it does sound bold or not, but I do believe he is the F2 champion coming into Haas. Don't know how Haas are going to perform. They still have the Ferrari per unit. Ferrari per units were very shite last year. We saw that with Ferrari. Yeah, I just think it's going to be good to see a Schumacher name back on the grid. Obviously, it's a tragedy what happened to Michael Schumacher. Growing up, he was one of my all-time favourites. One of the reasons I am an F1 fan today really was thanks to Michael Schumacher. He was just incredible. Ferrari were just a different breed back then. I've sort of gone off Ferrari a bit myself. I'm still a huge fan of Charles Leclerc. I think he's got a great ceiling. It's more just down to the fact that their team boss, Binotto, doesn't have a clue, does he? He's just an idiot, and I feel kind of sorry for those actual die-hard Ferrari fans. I'd probably say I'm a bit of a on-the-fence Ferrari fan. I liked them when they had Vettel there, obviously not last season. Don't have Vettel anymore. I like them more this season because they have one of my favourite current racers in Carlos Sainz, and they have Charles Leclerc. They're two like top 5 racers just now. They'll still have an amazing team lineup. It just comes down to whether or not the team orders are going to be there. They've proven before that they just don't have a clue what they're doing when it comes to team orders. They potentially threw away the title 3 seasons back when they were in testing. Everyone thought, oh, look at them now. They posted the best times during testing 2 seasons back. Everyone thought they were going to be up there, but they threw it away with garbage fucking results and garbage team orders and whatnot. Just silly things that cost them in the end. But yes, so wait and see what that goes on. Right, next prediction will be a third prediction. I am predicting that Sergio Perez will win 3 Grand Prix. He's going to win. I am a big Sergio Perez fan. I think he's so underrated. He did absolute bits in that car last year. I mean, yes, okay, the car should have been good because they essentially copied Mercedes. That it was called the Pink Mercedes. But still, Perez proved how good a race he is. Outscored Stroll in the championship. He was just better than Stroll, wasn't he? I'm really not a big fan of Stroll. I'm one of these people that think Stroll's only there because his dad's team boss, you know what I mean? It could be a harsh outlook on it, but I thoroughly believe that Stroll's only there because of his dad being the team boss. There should be other people having that seat. Maybe Nico Hulkenberg comes to mind. but we'll wait and see. But yeah, I think Perez and Max are going to be a big partnership this year, and it could be the team that push Mercedes all the way. I don't think Mercedes are going to have it all their own way this season. It's going to be very bold to come out and say that they're not going to win the championship and Hamilton's not going to break Schumacher's record. I'd love to sit here and say it can happen. I mean, it could happen. But if it is going to happen, this could be the team that does do it, because Max has proven himself. He's just on another level. I thought he was miles better than Bottas last year. I really don't rate Bottas that much. I've got a feeling maybe come the end of the season, maybe George Russell could take that seat, or potentially Russell could take Hamilton's seat. The contract's still not been signed. It's highly unlikely that he doesn't sign a contract, because he's literally on the verge of creating history before all this new rule change comes in for season after, which will be very interesting. That's going to be a brand new playing field. That's when we could see the Mercedes area dominance finally get stopped. But just now, it's very hard to see them not winning it. But if there's a team to stop them, it would be Max and Sergio Perez. And I think Perez will help Max a lot, and Red Bull in general, just by not by picking up more points, but just by getting actual wins. Something Albon just couldn't do. And as harsh it was the right call to make. Albon's just not on that level yet that Verstappen is. If Red Bull had any ambition of trying to stop Mercedes winning the title, they had to take the punt on Perez, because they need to throw everything at it this season. If they want to go back in title contenders, and this was the best thing to do, because the car is not as good as Mercedes, but when you've got two amazing drivers that get the most out of the car, they will push you, and that's what Max did, and that's what hoping Perez can do as well. Having both of them in the same car, I think they will push each other to get better, and hopefully get more points and more wins overall for the team. So yeah, I will say three wins, because I mean it's a bigger calendar, so more time and expansion there for races and wins. That's saying that the COVID doesn't stop any worse from happening. We don't know that yet. But yeah, so I reckon at least 3 wins Perez can take this season. But we wait and see. So fourth prediction, what we're saying here. Okay, fourth prediction, this is probably an easy one again, but Ferrari will finish higher than they did last year. Surely it can't get any worse for Ferrari. They've got a brand new lineup of Carlos Sainz and Leclerc. Yes, the car will be similar to what it was last year. They can't make too many changes to it this year, but I don't think it'll be as bad. It can't be as bad. They'll definitely get higher. In terms of where I think they could finish, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think there's a lot of teams. I think McLaren will finish above them, definitely. I think Mercedes obviously will finish above them, and also Red Bull. So maybe a best case scenario Ferrari this season could be 4th, and that's been ambitious really. But yeah, I'll say 4th. I think Ferrari will get 4th this season. They'll definitely have a better season than they had last year. But I just think those 3 teams I mentioned are just miles above them just now, and I think McLaren could actually push Mercedes, well maybe not Mercedes, but they could definitely push Red Bull into a 2nd spot, maybe, potentially. It would be amazing to see. But I'm hoping them 2 teams are the teams that are going to push Mercedes. So yeah, I think Ferrari, they have to do better. They just have to do better. It's a boring pick, but it's something I think has to happen, and I think will happen. Mainly down to their new driver lineup with Sainz and Leclerc. A lot of potential there for potentially wins and podiums and points and all that good stuff. And my final prediction, number 5. I need to think about this one really. I want to do something quite bold. Am I going to come out and say that Hamilton doesn't win the title? I don't know. That would be extremely bold for me to come out and say Hamilton's not going to win the title. It's a tough one to say, because everyone will have them as favourites, of course they will. But it's a tough one. Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's just be bold. I'm gonna go for it. my fifth prediction, the boldest of them all, Hamilton will not break Schumacher's record. I'm not saying who's going to win. I'm just saying he's not going to break. He's not going to get number 8. That's my fifth and final prediction. It's very bold, and I hope it's right. And it'll be just amazing. And I'm not a Hamilton hater, but I'm not necessarily a Hamilton fan. I have a lot of respect for him as a racer because he's bloody brilliant. I used to watch him when he was at McLaren, and I was a big McLaren fan back then. Him and Button, what a partnership they were together. But ever since he moved to Mercedes and the whole Mercedes dominance, it's become just a wee bit boring at times, having the same person win all the times. And I do think he's a wee bit of a sore loser at times when things don't go his way. We've seen it in the past. The whole season with him and Rosberg, that was just a disaster waiting to happen. Them two did not get along, and I was glad that Rosberg won it. But yeah, a lot of times a lot of things, when it doesn't go his own way, he is very bitchy at times, you know. I mean, I suppose it's an elite sport, you want to be competitive. When things don't go your way, you will be annoyed. But I just feel like a lot of things, when it doesn't go against him, he's always looking for excuses, and he does bitching more and a lot. But that's just me, okay? I'm sure there's a lot of Hamilton fans out there, and fair enough if you are, that's fine. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully bringing much more content. We've still got a wee bit to go until the F1 season starts. Testing's not even until March, I believe. And because of that, the Australian Grand Prix being postponed, we'll have to wait until Bahrain for the first Grand Prix of the season. But yeah, so hopefully get some more videos out before then. Maybe do some fantasy, talk about upcoming fantasy. That was good fun. I played it last year for the first time, and I think I did okay. I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but I've got a better idea of what I'm doing now, so I'll definitely get a better grips on it. And maybe bring some F1 2030 content. That'll be quite fun, won't it? Anyway guys, see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.